Right now. Bring it in. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sessions Cafe, brought to you by Entrigue magazine. I'm your host, Keri D. Singleton, and today we welcome Yusuf, Hasan, and Melvin Muhammad to the show. It is such an honor to have you guys here on Sessions Cafe. Thanks for bringing your energy, your spirit, and your wisdom to our show. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you for having me.
So the African American Day Parade, the 55th annual African American Day Parade, is coming to Harlem this September 15th. I am truly excited. It is the 55th anniversary of the parade. What can we expect, Yusuf, from the 55th anniversary parade that we haven't seen in the past 54 years?
Well, this parade is really going to be a great parade this year. As you know, our theme is good leaders equals good government.
Yes, sir.
So vote.
Right.
That's going to be very important in this election year. Mm-hmm. And certainly we have some great grand marshals that's going to be with us this year.
Absolutely.
Including our, Attorney General Letitia James.
Yes.
And, our Speaker of the City Council, Adrian Adams, and certainly our Lieutenant Governor Delgado and State Senator Cordell Clare. And Yusuf Salam will be with us
I can't wait
year,
to see
our
that
new
brother.
council member.
Yes.
And we're just going to have a great parade this year, celebrating our history dealing with government and leadership in that area.
Yeah, and this being an election year, the theme couldn't be more important. I mean, we got to get out and vote, regardless to what your political position is. We definitely got to get people to get out and vote, get people energized, get people excited about voting again. Melvin, what are your thoughts about the 55th anniversary of the African American Day Parade? I mean, you've been to many African American Day parades, but this is year 55.
Hey, listen. Security is a heavy thing.
I know that's right, brother.
Dealing with the said parade, and it's coming in. Mm-hmm. I want to see it go out.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
So it's an entrance and an exit.
Mm-hmm. And every year, brother, I might add that you definitely encompass the word security. You make sure that the parade is safe. You make sure that the parade goers are safe, the guests, the dignitaries, everybody. How do you make that happen?
Well, we had different types of security. Mm-hmm. We got the visible security, you got the invisible security, and you got the undercover security. Right. So, and they all work in cahoots with one another to help us out, And
Yusuf, the African American Day Parade in Harlem has the distinction of being among the safest parades historically in the city of New York. How is it that you've been able to, you and Melvin and the rest of the African American Day Parade family, been able to sustain that level of safety with all of the things that happen, in our communities nationwide?
Well, one thing we really does is make sure that we get information out about how important it is that this parade belongs to the community.
Right.
And as African American Day Parade Committee and board members, we become a buffer between the police department and the community.
Correct.
So if something happens with a person in the community, we be the first one on that space to try to say, look, take care of yourself. This is your parade.
Right.
Go and get your medications and come back or whatever you need.
Right, exactly.
So we want to make sure you're safe and the community is safe. And there's something very important about this parade. This is our 55th year, and it started with politics and government in 1969.
Wow.
And the theme then was Africa's gift to America. And so we've come full circle with that, because back then, our first Grand Marshal was the great Adam Clayton Powell Jr.
Exactly.
And the great Shirley Chisholm.
Right.
So now we're back in politics again after 55 years.
Right.
And we've just had one of the safest parades in the city of New York. That's why you doesn't hear a lot about it, because nothing negative happens in our parade. And we try to get our young people in and our senior citizens in and out kind of early before sundown. So that makes it much safer for all of us.
And how has the parade changed in the years since the two of you have been officials on the ground with the actual African American Day Parade?
Well, what have happened throughout the years is that we've taken out a lot of those negative things that have betrayed our community and our parade. You know, the alcohol floats, the beer floats, you know, cigarette floats. And, you know, especially those Clydesdale horses that had Budweiser beers and those things of that nature that was in the parade back in the day. We eliminated those things, and now we're taking it to another positive level for our community. And this has been very important, because people thought the parade was going to just die out. Because we didn't have those negative things in there. So we made sure that we took it down. Now we're bringing it back up to the level where we have dignity, integrity, and respect for our community and our children and our ancestors.
I have to say something to you, gentlemen. This is something that's not on my cue card. This is straight from the heart. I moved to New York City 28 years ago, September of 1996. Came from Boston. I had heard about the African American Day Parade, and I had also heard about Harlem Week, and often got them confused, right? For years, every year, as a matter of fact, that I lived in New York City, I said one of the things that I have to do as a new New Yorker is, as a new Black New Yorker, right, is attend the African American Day Parade. And for 20 plus years, I never did, for one reason or the other. And I remember the first year that I realized that the parade was coming up in enough time to get prepared, and I reached out to you guys. In theory, I would have been over the moon to just have been able to watch the parade. But you guys, as a committee, as a family, welcomed me as a volunteer, and then as a part of the African American Day Parade family, and I cannot thank you enough. I have been so proud to be able to say that I'm a volunteer in media and press for the African American Day Parade. Is family the theme of the committee? Because I feel that whenever I attend a committee meeting with you gentlemen, I feel like I'm part of something bigger than just a parade. I feel like I'm part of a community.
And that's correct. And I think it's important for all of us to know that this is your parade. As African Americans and our families who've suffered in this society, a lot of work has been in for our communities to make sure it's easier and better for everyone to live comfortable in America, that we don't forget who we are and where we've come from. So when I see people with a good heart, and we are very particular about people that we bring into this community, you know, because it's very important that people understand that it's free, it's your parade, and we want to make sure we absolutely show the best of our people, and then commemorate our ancestors on that day. This is our day.
Yes,
you
sir.
know, and everyone have a, but New York City, let me say this, New York City is the capital of parades.
It sure is. The Dominican Day Parade, the West Indian Parade, every nationality has a parade. We have the gay parade. Every culture, every nationality has a parade here in New York City.
And everyone has a home. You know, you have Little Italy, Little Chinatown, and little all these different places, and Harlem is our home.
Exactly.
And that's why we keep this parade right here in Harlem and our community, so our children, the little ones, can have an opportunity after being in the neighborhoods and in apartment buildings, learning how to step dance and all those things with their cousins and their mothers, and they learn how to do those things, and then they have nowhere to show off what they've learned.
You're right. Absolutely.
And so we want to give them the biggest stage in the country, the streets of Harlem on Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard.
Wow.
Where they can showcase what they've learned, and they are so, it gives me so much joy to see the little children, how happy they are. At the end, they're tired, but they are happy moving along that route,
That's right.
showcasing what they've learned and how to be together. And another important thing I think we all should know is that we have a special place for our senior citizens.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And that's what's important about you being a part of this, and other committee members are part of this. Our senior citizens work in those apartment buildings and live in those apartment buildings and have been through more than anyone else, I believe, in this country.
That's right.
They've been through Jim Crowism, they've been through all these different things.
Redlining, everything, yes.
Everything, and they're still going through a lot with the children getting shot and killed in our neighborhood.
Right.
We want to make a special place for them to come out and just relax and enjoy that day. So we have a tent at the reviewing stand specifically for our senior citizens. And it doesn't have to be a celebrity to be one of us. They are our senior citizens,
right.
no matter what.
Everybody's a star that day.
Exactly.
Right.
And I'm so enjoyable to see them sitting there in their wheelchairs and their walkers and seeing the fruit of their labor go past. All the different police officers, the judges, the lawyers, everybody go past them, and they just sit there proudly and look at what they've done. That gladdens my heart and lifts my spirit. Our community spirit needs to be lifted on a regular basis of what we go through.
Absolutely right about that. We're going to be back right here on Sessions Cafe with more from Yusuf Hasan and Melvin Muhammad. Stay right there.
Put a hand in the air right now. Put a hand in the air right now. Do I do? I am the fire, DJ S1. Thank you guys for all you do. Yes, sir. This is association, in association with
And we're back here on Sessions Cafe with Yusuf Hasan and Melvin Muhammad from the African American Day Parade. We're celebrating 55 years of, in my opinion, the best parade in New York, if not the best parade nationally. And I want to talk to you gentlemen about different components of parade planning, because what people see out there on 7th Avenue, Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard in Harlem, there's so much more to the parade than what the thousands of parade watchers see. And Melvin, I wanted you to chime in on that if you could. What is it that people don't see that's vital to making sure that the parade runs as smoothly as it does?
Well, when we deal with the security aspect of it, you know, we teach them. We teach them before they even get out there to deal with the parade. We teach them, educate them, so they can have a good knowledge of what they're doing.
Right.
And how to approach people, and how to have the police and the community as a buffer.
Correct.
We the buffer in between that, so that they don't get, you know, into a situation where they got to go to jail.
Right.
We try to prevent all that from happening.
Correct.
So, you know, it's very important that, you know, the community take their medication, and most times they don't take their medication.
Right, because mental health is real.
Yeah.
We're laughing, or I'm laughing, but mental health is a real situation. Yeah.
So when a person walks down the street and they slip on something, you know what I mean? Some people may laugh.
Right.
I look at the seriousness of it. They could have got hurt, they could have broke this, they could have got that, they could have died. Anything could have happened.
Right.
You know, so the security aspect of this is different from the enjoyment of the parade that you might be seeing.
Right.
Or feeling.
Right.
You know? So I'm looking at everything differently. And so the security team is looking at everything differently. Because our job is to make sure you get there safely and get home safely.
Right.
That's our job.
Right.
That's our job.
And you have so many different personalities to deal with, both on the security team, with the police department, and of course with the attendees. You have so many different personalities. You don't know what they've been dealing with before they got to the parade. You don't know what they're bringing, what kind of energy they're bringing to the parade. So it's important that the security team is gracious yet firm, right?
But we got, you know the beautiful thing about it is that our parade, we have the meetings.
Right.
With the heads.
Exactly.
All the heads. The captains, the sergeants, the commissioners. We have all the meetings with all the heads of the police department, the community affairs and everything. And we sit down there and we tell them what our plan is, you know what I mean? How we want the parade to move forward. And we sit down there and we talk about it. We talk about it with all the heads.
Right.
You
So
know,
that everybody's on the same page.
Whereas I don't think you see that in other parades.
Okay, right. Probably not.
Other parades, I don't think they got this here kind of relationship. And we thank the police department and the community affairs because they do a great service of helping us make sure that this here parade is successful.
Right.
So it's not just the security team, it's everybody that's involved. You know, the block coordinators, all the people that's involved around there, you know, and we appreciate every last one of them.
Correct.
Because they help us move this parade forward in a positive sense.
And you're also utilizing people from the community to fill these positions. And I think that also adds to the harmony of the parade, right?
Yes, sir. And you know another thing is, this parade, you can't just come into the parade.
Right.
You invited into the same parade.
That's right, sir. Yes, sir.
You coming by invitation only. And the whole thing about that is that, you know, if you got negative things and you want to come into this here parade, and we see there's a negative thing, you're not getting into this parade.
That's right, yeah.
So this invitation is very important of how we pick and choose a person to come into our parade. You know? And the beautiful thing about this here is that every 5 years, you have the government.
Right. That's right.
Every 5 years. Because you got the education, you got the business, you got the health, you got the culture, and then you got government.
So every 5 years, the theme rotates.
The theme rotates.
Okay.
Every
Excellent.
5 years.
Excellent, okay.
So you ain't gonna see this here for another 5 years.
Right. It's so important that it's the time couldn't have been better. Because again, we're in an election year here in the United States, and so again, back to what we said earlier, it's so important to utilize this event with all of its festivities and its fun and its entertainment to send a message that people need to go out and do their civic duty. Yusuf, the parade this year and beginning last year, I believe, now has 2 days in terms of day one is actually focus. Day one, we focus on the cultural and community components. That's going to be September 14th, if I'm not mistaken. And then September 15th is the actual parade. You want to talk to me about why you decided to come up with that extra day?
Well, I think it's very important that we, and I think Mr. Muhammad really mentioned that very well, is that we have 5 areas that we focus on to strengthen our community.
Right.
And on this particular day, the Get Involved Cultural, Literacy, and Health event is a part of our new strategy to get people more involved on those levels.
Right.
So we have an area where we have literacy and education for our young children, book readings, and all those beautiful
So
things
important, man.
that for the children to have an
Yes.
opportunity. And also we have a health panel.
Okay.
And this year the health panel is going to focus on mental health.
Yes, sir.
So we have a great team of physicians and experts that's going to be out in the plaza of Harlem State Office Building Plaza on 125th Street on Saturday the 14th. And they're going to be taking questions, talking about mental health in our community. And it's very important because now you have people that's in the community there that will have a chance to speak on these areas
Right,
and ask a
exactly.
question. And then we also will be having businesses out there, and we have a cultural event. We're going to have some fresh fruits and vegetables from our farmers and black farmers in
Right.
upstate New York will come down. And we're going to have health panels. Not only that, we're going to have giveaways. We're going to have a literacy education. Not only, and we're going to have education, services for our
Right.
community,
Yeah.
job seekers who need to have those things. That's going to be all out on the plat of the State Office Building. And we are doing this our second year because we want to make this parade not just about a party and a good time.
Right.
It's about really strengthening our community and educating our people on these particular areas that we want to focus on. So this is going to be a great day on the 14th, now which people will come out,
Yes, sir.
bring the children out. It's free,
Okay.
and it's going to be very engaging.
So that's September 14th, Saturday, September 14th, at the corner of 125th Street and Adam Clayton Powell Jr. Boulevard, in front of the in front of the New York State Office Building in Harlem, right on the plaza.
Right on the plaza, right in front of the statue of Adam Clayton Powell Jr.
Right. Who was among the first to participate in this parade?
That's correct.
Full circle.
And it's going to be right where our reviewing stand will be for the day of the parade.
That's right.
So it's going to be a great day out there, and we just pray to the good Lord, keep the sunshine shining on us, keep the rain back, and so we can have a really, really nice day. And we want to make this happens every year.
Every year, yes, sir.
And keep it moving in that phase so people can know that we are really serious about educating our community.
And
we also
strengthening the community.
Exactly. And we also want to give out, we're going to make sure we have scholarships for our young people and scholarships for some of our educators in school systems over here in New York City. We give our scholarships, at least 6 a year, for their work. That's why we ask people to support us on some levels, because the parade is free to our community especially, and people can donate. If we ask people to support us on some level, and you can always go to our website.
And you read my mind. I was going to say, how can people get involved in next year's parade, 2025?
Yeah, you go to our website, AfricanAmericanDayParade.org, and on January the 15th, the birthday of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., we open up the registration forms for the African American Day Parade every year. And people can sign in, sign up, and be a part of the parade, and volunteer to be a part of the parade as well. And certainly order your floats early in advance.
Yes.
Because, hey, this
the
year,
floats sell out.
we are stacked to the hilt. We have over almost 200 organizations signed up for this year's parade.
Beautiful.
And we have over 35 floats practically already in the parade.
Wow.
So this is a large parade and take a lot of organizing. And that's why I appreciate the community who will support us on some level to be a part of this with us and help with the security and help with the community, making sure everybody's safe and get back home.
And before we go, what can we expect? I mean, I probably shouldn't be asking you this, but what can we expect from the 2025 parade?
Wonderful. Well, that's a great question, because next year we will be focusing on education. And our theme will be education, #1 priority.
Yes, sir.
And we want to make sure we highlight all of our educators who've been in this community and really teaching our children, because I think our children is very, very important to us. and that God have, and I believe they have two God-given rights. They have a right to play. We must make sure our young children have a safe place to play in the neighborhoods.
Yes, sir.
That's why we need to fight hard to stop the gun violence and all the ignorance that goes on in our community. And number two, they have a right to a proper education.
Yes,
And
sir.
we need to educate our children properly, especially on our history as African American, because we have a rich history.
Amen.
And they need to know about the history of what we've been through and where we are going. And so we can make sure down the line, in the future, they'll know who their mothers and grandmothers and great-grandfathers and great-great-grandfathers were,
Right.
and how they sacrificed to make this society a better place than what it is today.
Brother, thank you so much
Thank you.
for allowing me to be part of the African American Day Parade legacy. And also, thank you so much for everything that the both of you do and that everybody on the committee does to make the parade a great experience every year. Not just a festive one, but an educational one. My mom came for the first time last year all the way from Boston, and I don't think she'll ever miss another one. So thank you so much.
Let me just mention this. We have a pre-parade show the day of the parade.
Right.
And I think all of us should come out and be a part of that pre-parade show.
Yes.
Because we have some
Yes, sir.
great entertainers out
We do.
at 10, 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
And they have a great show. And I thank my team for making sure that happens every single year. And I hope your moms come out this
yeah,
year
she's
and be
coming.
with us. And
Yeah,
enjoy
she's
the
coming.
parade.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Keri D. Singleton, this is Sessions Cafe. See you next time.